It's not just about the food, but also fun and friendship. The children get to make their own desserts. And after lunch, there's time for games outside. And at the heart of it all is hospitality, inspired by Margaret's Christian faith.
For the families who are going to come and have lunch with us. Very much a lot of prayer goes into make lunch. Everyone's welcome. We show everybody the love of Jesus and we're as hospitable as we can. We do pray for them all, yeah.
As I've spent time here, I've seen Christian love and compassion demonstrated in a very practical way.
I think God's always given me a heart for children and he's always given me a heart to feed children, and I don't think any children should be hungry. It's just something that's I really feel passionate about.
Everyone needs compassion, love that's never failing. Let mercy fall on me. Everyone needs forgiveness, kindness of the Savior, the hope of nations. Savior, He can move the mountains. My God is mighty to save. He is mighty to save. Forever, author of salvation. He rose and conquered the grave. Jesus conquered the grave. Shine your light out, let the whole world see. Singing for the glory of the risen King. Jesus, shine your light out, let the whole world see. Singing for the glory of the risen King. Savior, He can move the mountains. My God is mighty to save. He is mighty to save. Forever, author of salvation. He rose and conquered the grave. Jesus conquered the grave.
This is Whitby Harbour, now home to a new full-size replica of Endeavour, the boat on which Captain Cook began his travels 250 years ago. Author Vanessa Collingridge is telling me just how far from home he travelled.
In 1768, it was on board Endeavour that Cook set off on the first of his 3 epic voyages of exploration and discovery. And over the course of those 3 voyages, he really genuinely changed the map of the world. He charted huge swathes of the Pacific from the Antarctic right the way up to the Arctic, including New Zealand, the east coast of Australia, New Holland as it was then, even parts of the northwest Pacific coast of America and Canada.
And how did he look after the spiritual health of his sailors?
Cook didn't have a chaplain on board his ships. They were too low rated for that. So his duty was to look after the religious rites and ceremonies on board, to conduct services as and when required. But there's a lovely quote about Cook from one of his contemporaries that said his ships had such an air of religious observance on board. It was as if every day was Sunday.
What are the takeaway lessons from Cook's life? What are the bits that inspire you and should inspire us?
I think it is not just doing a job, but doing it to the best of your ability, going beyond orders, but conducting yourself with dignity, humanity, and respect for yourself and for other people. And that was an ethos that seeped very much through the crew, and he had profound influence on the men who sailed with him, to the point that some of them would sign up time and time again. One man even came out of retirement to sail with him on the last voyage.
Our next song is actually called Oceans, and it's a sort of prayer asking God to help us live a life of integrity. Is that something that you recognise in Cook?
Absolutely. Integrity is a word that really just sums up Cook. And I think that's something that was born partly from his personality, his basic characteristic, but also you can imagine you're in the middle of the ocean, nothing around you, or you're battling ice in the Antarctic or the Arctic. At times like that, you really have moments to consider the frailty of the human condition and your relationship with yourself, those around you, and with your God, with your Maker. I think at times like that, it does make you very, very reflective, and that came through Cook in the way he lived his life and his career.
You called me out upon the water, the great unknown, where feet may fail, and there I find you in the mystery, in oceans deep. My faith will stand, and I will call upon your name, and keep my eyes above the waves. When oceans arise, my soul will rest in your embrace, for I am yours, and you are mine. Spirit, lead me where my trust is without borders. Let me walk upon the waters wherever you would call me. Take me deeper than my feet could ever wander, and my faith would be made stronger in the presence of my Savior. And I will call upon your name, and keep my eyes above the waves. When oceans arise, my soul will rest in your embrace, for I am yours, and you are mine.
Well, I know I'm biased being a Yorkshire woman myself, but I have had a wonderful time here in Whitby, and I hope you, like me, had a little taste of heaven right here on earth. Next week, Aled is in Nottingham, or rather underneath it, exploring the hidden history of the city's caves, and he meets the Christian biker, bringing God's love to ex-servicemen. Our final hymn tells the story of Jesus and brings us back to the heart of our Christian faith.
On a hill far away stood an old rugged cross, the emblem of suffering and shame. And I love that old cross where the dearest and best for a world lost sinners was slain. And I cherish the old rugged cross till my trophies the last I lay down. I will cling to the old rugged cross and exchange it someday for a crown. Oh, that old rugged cross, so despised by the world, as a wondrous attraction for me. For the dear Lamb of God left his glory above to bear it, to die Calvary. And I cherish the old rugged cross till my trophies
helping an unmarried teenage mum who wants to keep her baby. Call the Midwives at 8. Then new drama for BBC One, Detective Julian Baptiste searches for a missing girl caught up in the criminal underworld of Amsterdam.